Hey, so I'm literally traveling for work right now. I'm in my hotel room, but I just wanted to quickly come on here and say, for anyone who needs to hear this, you are exactly where you need to be. I was walking back to our hotel with one of the girls that works in the Detroit office with me, and she was saying, like, I feel like I should be so much further along in life. And she was saying, like, I went to a really good school. I have my master's degree. I was making six figures before I took this job, and I just feel like I should be so much further along, and I just feel so behind. And I am that way with myself all the time. And it's so interesting. Like, I so easily was able to give her grace. I was so easily able to be like, God has you exactly where he needs you to be. Like, you were making six figures, but you were also working 70 to 80 hours a week. You didn't have a work-life balance. You were stressed, you were exhausted, and you did take a pay cut coming into the position that she was in, but she still can provide for her family. She still can live a very comfortable life. And I was just like, God has you exactly where he needs you to be. And I think even more so, this gives her time to put her value in things that matter. I feel like when you're a perfectionist and you just have so many dreams and aspirations for yourself, and you know that like you're capable of so much, it can be really hard to enjoy the journey. It can be super hard to enjoy the journey, especially when that journey doesn't look like what you planned it to be. But I feel like I was in a very similar place, and I feel like God humbled me. He stripped certain things away, and he gave me time to realize that my value, my self-worth, none of that is found in any of my accolades. None of that is found in a degree. None of that is found in how much money I make. All of that is found in God. Knowing your creator, knowing who he created you to be, knowing that he calls you the head and not the tail, knowing that you are a daughter or son of the Most High, finding your worth, your validation, your confidence, finding that in God is the key. Stewarding what God gives you now. If you guys have ever been in a situation, you know that when you steward the little that God has given you, he will bless you tenfold. And I feel like I am literally a living testimony of that. When I was making the least I had ever made, I had taken a pay cut at my old job. I was like, I live at home, so I wasn't struggling, but I wasn't used to not having a certain amount of discretionary income. And I held a lot of value in that, of having a corporate job, of all these things that literally do not matter. And God humbled me. And once I found joy and validation and value there at my lowest, everything else is just a blessing. It's just a blessing. This job, I pray for this job. This job is a blessing, but with or without this job, I know who I am. And that is also a ever continuing journey. But what I was saying was, it was so easy for me to immediately reaffirm her, speak light over her, into her. And I was just like, why is it so hard for me to do this for myself? Speak over yourself the same way you can so easily speak over everybody else. Like, speak that same light, that same love. Speak all that confirmation that God has given us over ourselves. You know, you can't always know what to say to everybody else, but you don't look like the fruit of what you preach. That was like something that spoke to me, and that was something that I feel like I can definitely work on, is like how I'm so quick to spread God's light and God's love and hope and his word. be able to instill that within myself, because it's not authentic if that doesn't flow within me and I'm trying to pour out a performative message, or that's not real, it's not genuine, it's not authentic if that doesn't also flow within me and through me and is not evident in the life that I live. So yes, all that to say, you are exactly where God needs you to be. You don't know who he needs you to touch in this job you're in. You don't know who he needs you to be light to in this job you're in. You don't know how God is using you, but I can assure you he can use you in any situation if you just allow him, if you just let him. You may not know why you are where you are, but I would just seek God's face, seek his discernment, seek his confirmation, and let him use you where you are, whether that's for you or for someone else, whether he needs you to get something from this or if he needs you to be light to someone else in this situation. God makes no mistakes. So I feel like when we are confused in a situation or why we're there, it's more so us. It's more so we're uncomfortable. So we're not seeking for why am I here? We're seeking, Jesus, get me away. Get me out of here. Not why am I here? So just changing the narrative in our mind, changing our hearts, and speak to yourself the same way that you can so easily speak and pour into everyone else. So yes, that is my little TED talk for the day. Every time I have these thoughts, I have just decided I'm gonna come on here and share it, because if it just helps one person, that is the way that God is using me as a vessel, and I'm going to be obedient to that. So yes, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.